All right, so we're in Module 4, Topic 1. This would be Lesson 2, and it deals with magnificent magnitude. The concept that we need to learn is absolute value, which we might have talked about here and there before. Learning goals: explain the meaning of the absolute value of a rational number as its distance from zero on a number line. 2. Interpret the meaning of absolute value as the magnitude for a positive or negative quantity in a real-world context. 3. Evaluate the absolute value of a quantity. And 4. Compare and order numbers expressed as absolute value and distinguish absolute value comparisons from statements about order. Fancy language. The key term here is absolute value. Okay? Numbers can be described by their distance from zero on the number line. How can you use these distances to solve real-world problems is the question to think about. For our warm-up, plot each set of numbers on the number line and describe the relationship between the numbers. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5. They are both 5 away from 0. All right, next. 2 3/4 and negative 2 3/4. Both same distance from 0. Okay. And then last, we have 8 and 634 thousandths. And then we have 8, negative 8, and 634 thousandths. And they're both the same distance away from 0. So a number and its opposite are the same distance away from 0. That is the important thing to remember here. All right, getting started, going the distance. Plot a point at negative 7 on the number line. All right, negative 7, there's my point. Done. Describe the distance from negative 7 to 0. It is 7 away from 0. Boom. Plot as many other points as possible on the number line that are the same distance from 0 as negative 7. Negative 7 is 7 away, and 7 is 7 away. 7. Done. How many numbers did you plot? 1. Why do you think this is true? Because only 2 numbers on the number line are the same distance from 0. Like 1 and negative 1. There's nothing else that's 1 away from 0. Negative 7 and 7. There's nothing else that's 7 away from 0. Okay? There are 2 numbers that are the same distance away from 0 for anything. All right, activity 2.1, absolute value as magnitude. Let's revisit the number line from the human number line lesson. Your teacher will assign students to participate in the activity. Be sure to record what happens on the number line. All right, student A, stand on 0 and hold one end of the string provided by your teacher. So this is student A right there. Okay. Student B, hold the other end of the string and stand on the number line as far as possible from student A. Are there other places on the number line that you could stand and be as far from student A as possible? Weird. All right, I'll give you an example here. If student B stood at 6, and then someone stood at -6, then someone stood at C, like at 9, and someone stood at -9, C prime. All right. Then if I look at this, what do you notice about the distances each time the students moved? Okay, from here to here it was 6, from here to here it was 6. All right. Then the distance from 0 is the same. From A to C it was 9. From A to C prime to -9 it was 9. All right. So same distance from 0. What do you notice about the approximate values for the numbers where each stood? Well, it was -6 and 6. It was -9 and 9. It was the same numbers. Okay. Magnitude or absolute value of a number is its distance from 0 on a number line. The symbol for absolute value is the two lines like this. The expression, the absolute value of n, is read as the absolute value of n. Because distance cannot be negative, the absolute value of a number is always positive or 0. So absolute value is always going to be a positive or 0. All right, number 2, plot 5 on the number line. So 5 on the number line right there. How far is 5 from 0? It is 5 away from 0. The absolute value of 5 is 5. Okay. 3, plot -7.2 on the number line, so it's down there. How far is -7.2 from 0? It's 7.2 away. The absolute value of -7.2 is 7.2. Notice how the negative number turns into a positive number. 4, explain what each statement means. Name any other values that have the same absolute value if possible. Okay, so let's see here. Explain what each statement means. How far they are from 0. Okay, so name any other values that have the same absolute value. Well, the absolute value of 5 has the same value as the absolute value of -5. The absolute value of -1 and 5/6 has the same value as the absolute value of 1 and 5/6. The absolute value of -75/100 has the same value as 75/100. The absolute value of 1.36 has the same absolute value as -1 and 36/100. Use your investigation and a number line to answer each question. Can two different numbers have the same absolute value? Yes. The absolute value of a negative number and that same positive number have the same value. What can you say about the absolute value of any positive number? It will be positive, or it'll be the same. Any negative number, it will be the same number, but it will be positive. And the absolute value of 0 is just 0. Oops. So the absolute value is how far away something is from 0. The absolute value will always be a positive number or 0. And we use these symbols right here on the sides of the numbers to show that we're talking about absolute value.